Hello everybody, this is Sonya. I'm in Australia and I'm in my lounge room. I'm coming to show you what I'm going to do today using my scraps. This was something that I didn't kind of think of at the time, but I have done since I've done my room, because I have got 3 pin cushions and they all look like that. Actually 2 do now. The other one doesn't, because I've pulled it apart. See, I took it apart, and I've got what was I going to say? Where did that go? I said it to myself a while ago. Sonia, where's that? This is the needles. There must be about, I don't know, there's 100. Not when I say 100. All these needles were caught down in the fluff, in the stuffing in the inside of the pin cushion. This was my pin cushion, right? Here we go. And then it had all these needles down in there, and a whole heap of pins that I've got over there. I've put them in here because I'll go through them, and I'm going to put them in a needle book somewhere later. But when you push your needles down in there, or when you put them in there, I put a piece of cardboard on the bottom, but that didn't stop them from just going right through. Like getting stuck in the stuffing, in the filling. The filling, I've taken it out and I've sifted all through that with my hands, which I did really carefully. And in all this here, and then I can reuse that, because that's what I do, because I don't really want this one anymore. But I use this one for a template to make another one, and because I want to make. Also, when I've got this sort of thing sitting in my craft room and it's surrounded by stuff, I can never get a pin or a needle, and it's very... Look, I threw everything. I just throw everything into it, see? So I'm going to... I have this. And I thought, now, if I make a pin cushion and put it in the top, then that, amongst everything else, will sit up higher and I can reach a pin or a needle, right? This is my thought process anyway. That's what I decided. And this morning, just a while ago actually, I dropped this and it broke fair in there. It broke. I have to go up the street after to go to the doctor. Now, oh dear. Okay. My husband said, well, go leave it alone now till it sets, but that's not going to... I don't think it's ever going to be able to be fixed unless I might mend it by putting a bit of tissue and that around there to keep it moving, okay? Look, I've got a tissue here. I'm not even going to put my first piece on so I don't forget, but this is what I'm going to do, and then I will just put something around there, because I don't want to lose this. I like it. It must have been maybe a soap dish or something you put your lollies in, something. I've got no idea. But anyway, I don't think I should be using all this glue on here, but anyhow, I'm going to put one row of it at least, and then I'm going to wrap this tissue around it to try and make it a bit stronger. I can pull off the bits that I don't want stuck to it later, can't I? You know, I'll take that bit off. But this is not a what's the name? This is going to be a video on how to do. I'm going to leave that because I'm going up the street later. I'm going to see if I can find something else suitable, because I just really, really wanted to make one of those. Okay. Now, so I've got. What I did was, when I took it apart, I just unpicked the stitching. You know, because I just stitched it with some good easy stitches to put on, and I cut out the top piece. This one's out of a bit of wool felt. I cut that out of that, like wool, or you can use this felt or lining or whatever, but that's a wool one, it's not acrylic. So I cut that piece out there. I cut out the bottom piece, right, by just using the same template thing for it, and I cut out the piece that's going around here, like that. Okay, I just measured that around the outside of this. And that's actually the length of the piece of felt that I have. Okay, so that's what I'm making now, right? So I'm going to show you that. I must have dropped a piece off there. I have. There it is. slow stitching a bit and putting together is hopefully what we'll get it today. Okay, that's not going to stick through there. It probably had a bit of glue on it. It's amazing, you know, how many pins get lost in your pin cushion. I have done this for years, any sort of embroidery and stuff like that, as you well know, and the amount of ones that just don't go in straight, they just go down sideways. But I will just, maybe I'll take this apart one day, I don't know yet. I used to have that stuck onto a jar once, but it was a bit annoying, so that didn't quite work. I've got a video on how to make these little chairs to make your pincushion out of. I have another pincushion inside in another room, in my craft room, and it's got the same sort of things on it, same sort of stuff. Anyway, so I went and I got myself pieces of fabric that I liked, and some of it was gifted to me. One of my Happy Mails. So all I'm doing is I've got a piece of thread, a bit of crochet thread, got it on these roll here, and I'm actually stitching just around the edge of this to fasten it on to start with. I pinned it on first, and I'm overlapping each piece onto the next bit, like so, because I don't want to. And what I did was I cut it some of it a bit bigger than what the piece is to start with, and I'm making sure that I'm catching onto the felt that I've got there. Okay, now I'm going to make myself a couple of these because I need one for out here. So when I go up the street and I find the dishes that are higher up than the flat things, actually I'm thinking about getting a long one, you know. I mean, if I buy, if I go to the second-hand shop and I buy something like that round one, well, I will have to, so I can put this on it, and I'll glue it there, and I will decorate it. Is that on the right way? It's not, I don't think. I think I'll put it on upside down. This came off a piece of quilt too that was sent to me. And I do love these pieces of fabric. They look really good together. And I will, hang on a minute, that one goes over. So this one I'll put under, but make sure you've got enough places. You've got it enough, and then I've got my hands on the back of here so I can feel that I've got it, make sure that I pick up the piece of felt that's behind it. And I'm just doing a stitch which is just like, well, it's a bit of slow stitching, I suppose. And then I have this piece here that I really liked on the end, and it was only that wide. Because you know what I did, something that I very rarely do, is I just got these pieces that were in the vicinity of where I was. I didn't go off searching. Because when I start doing that, I get too many options. And they just, you know, it goes by the wayside then, doesn't it? I get too confused. I can't work out what to use then. So best to only give yourself a few little options, you know. I knew I wanted to make this, and these pieces of fabric were just sitting here that I hadn't put away yet. So, and I think they look all look good. I think they all look good together. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. You probably can't because my hands are in the way. But we're just stitching around the outside with some really cool big stitches. You know, you don't have to have anything too fancy. I might do a few fancy ones around it in a minute. We'll see up on the part where they're joined here. On each joint. So if you can see, they're just stitching down the side there. It sort of gives it a quilt, well, looks padded as well, which is what I like. And when I first started to do this, I thought that I might, that camera's not in a very good spot, but I've tried lots of different things, and it's okay, because I didn't want to go into my craft room, because every time I go in there I start looking at things, because I got so many things. I start looking at things and I get caught up in other things and don't get myself moving along, and I have to this morning, so I've got time sitting there fiddling about. Okay, so I've had a migraine or a bad headache for about 4 days now, and it's really stressing me out, except that I think I've got something the matter with the back of my neck, I don't know. Anyway, you know, like I've got I think it's come from a neck. I've got a sore neck. Anyway, now I have a supply of bits and pieces here that I use when I'm out here, but I don't know if I've got the right thing. I do like to get a small crochet hook if I can find one. There's one here. Oh. Doesn't want to come out to me. Right. Now, I'll pick this up. Might move this stuff out of the way. Oh, that tissue should be glued to that thing. I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to hook that through there, and I'm just going to finish it off there. See, that's good now. Right, pair of scissors. These ones I always use out here. I've made myself a promise not to take them away. And I've also got these new ones that I'm keeping, and I put a piece of stuff around it. But do you think that'll work? I hope so. I hope it does work. I lost the pin out of this. I've lost every pin I've ever owned from them things, so we're not going to worry too much. There's nothing I can do about it, really. It's already been done. I must confess, this is where I eat my breakfast. I think there's a bit of pepper there. Anyway, oh, that's right. Okay, now, there we go here. Got a good needle, and you need that. Your needle's a good, important part of your work. And you understand, because I've told you many, many times. And I did thread it up, and it wasn't that hard, but you never know, just because we're on the video. Just going to move this chair of mine up a bit straighter, I think. I might have it. That's a bit better. Sit me up straight. I am sitting up straight with my legs are elevated because that's the plan. You know, I have to be in that position. But when I go to the doctor today, she might get me a look at my neck. Maybe. Hope so. If you want to get an appointment on the day that you're not, you cook, because mostly people have appointments, a week or two in advance, don't they? But if you want to get an appointment on the day that you actually need it, excuse me, that you're not well, you got to ring up at 9 o'clock, right? So you got to be on. Whoops, forgot to put a knot. So you got to ring up at 9 o'clock, right? So I'm there, and I've got the house phone I got, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching the clock on the phone. And I'm dialing the numbers slowly, and I'm getting ready because I want to be first. And I'm just cutting this off too long. And I did it, right? And I was still second in line. And they must have answered me like, how they say, oh, your call is in second in line or something now to be answered by the next available operator. And but anyway, it's all good. I still got in there today, so that was good, because usually when you ring up, if you can't get them early, because they have some free spaces just, for people that actually need it on the day they're not well, because it's not good when you're sick and you can't get in to see the doctor. Nobody wants to go out the hospital and sit out there for half a day and wait to, to be looked at, and then you probably don't want to be out there anyway, and stay there if they want to keep you. They're not going to keep me. I'm going to the doctor first, and then she'll fix me, I hope. I seem to be getting I had a really good time there. I was all right for a while. It was going really good. I was really pleased with myself. There's nothing better than feeling good, is there? Nothing better than feeling good. And the only thing I can do is just try and stay positive, I suppose, about things when they get me down. You know how we could do things once for hours on end when we were younger. I shouldn't say this, but as you get older, it just doesn't work for you anymore. Mine doesn't anyway. Me get up and go. I try to do a few hours, more than spend me some time doing a bit of this and that and the other thing, you know. Sometimes I just got to sit here and, all I do, try not to feel sorry for myself. I just got to keep going. And this YouTube channel gives me a good thing to look forward to. Sometimes I get a bit stressed about if I'm, you know, doing enough or whatever, but it gives me something really good to look forward to. And I really enjoy reading your comments and being here with you, because to me, I'm talking to you all now, okay? I know that you're listening to me, and people that I haven't heard from, or that I know you're there. I know you're there. You know what I mean? I know if you don't make a comment, I still know you're watching me. I do. Anyway. Alright. I'm going to do a few more little fancy bits because I want to. I was thinking about putting some other bits on it, and I will do that, I think, because we'll see how we go anyway. We'll see this first patch. I've actually stitched around that, okay? You probably can't see it because this cotton's really light, isn't it? I'm trying to, my lighting out here is not the same. But anyway, if you can't cope with watching this, it's okay. I don't mind, it's okay. I just, I had to do it this way. So now I'm going to just trim off these bits. I'll take the pin out of there. I need a magnet to put all them pins on. That's given me an idea, hasn't it now? You could probably put a magnet piece in this side of this. Oh, why didn't I do that? Oh my goodness me, why didn't I do that? You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you. Wait a minute. I'll cut this first bit so I don't make a mistake. And a bit more. Get it all level, if I can. Should be able to, Sonya. And see, I made sure that I've sewn right back in there so not. You know what I could do? I don't know. I'm in the wrong place though to come up with ideas, because I do know that I have the stuff. I have some strips of magnetic stuff. Now, if I put the magnetic strip along here, along there, and I did this, and I fastened it on, and I put the stuffing in there and everything like that, the filling and stuffing. Maybe pins would just go. Would they stick to it? Would they be too thick? Hang on a minute. I've got a piece of magnet here. Just give me a second. I'll grab it. It's got pins on it. Wait a minute. Pins get off there. This is only a piece that I got off the fridge that was holding something up there. I wonder if this would work. See, there's a magnet. Put it down there. It might not, because it's got too much stuff between it. No. Maybe I could push them in here. What do you reckon? You could put that. You could do that, couldn't you? You could do that. I might do that with the next one. And that way, all you've got to do is just throw the pin at the thing. Oops, that's got to go where the magnet is. I'm actually going to might put that one in there. Oh dear, I wish I had the rest of them. We're going to stitch that in there, okay? And then when I get it made, I'll make that, I'll put that there just to give it a bit more body to start with, so I can sit it up there, look. And if it sits in there like that, but I will glue the base down, and then I can throw pins at it. Oh, there you go. How's that? And then I can get them off. Now I just did that, look at that. That just come to me mind. I know my husband's too far away from me, and I can't ask him to come in, but I'm going to put magnets in that. I'm going to leave those side bits open. I'll close up a few. We'll close up every second one or something, maybe. You don't mind if I don't close it up, do you? Wait a minute, we'll do the top. Let's do the top. But that'll be really cool. I've got stuff that's not as thick as that, but that worked, didn't it? And I think I bought them really cheap in a packet. Give them to Jeremy to put on the fridge. And that's how I can put my pins on my pincushion. Brilliant, love it. That's an interesting idea, isn't it? Now let's get a different colour so I can see what we're doing. We'll just do a couple of rows of something. Actually, I should be putting something onto this piece, eh? Well, what I've showed you here is okay, because we can, tomorrow hopefully I can come back on here and do a bit more work. I might put a little bit of lace on, I don't know yet. What I'm doing with putting the magnet bits in there, that's going to be the best thing ever. What you can do too, somebody was talking about using the magnetic L plates or P plates that people put on their cars. They're actually magnets. You can cut a piece, get one of them and cut them out if you can't find a piece of magnet, or you can go and buy some fridge ones and take the thing off the back. This one here that I've got has actually just got a pattern on it, and it's, it's just, so I know I've got more out there on the fridge, but I've got some thinner sheets that I can use, that I got a sheet of magnet. So I'll do that, but I'll do the top of this, eh? Let's do the top. I've got a bit of that, a bit big, but that's okay. I've got some of that one, that's okay. We need a piece of a greenish colour, bit of greenish, bit of that, bit of green. We might have to get smaller pieces, and that's all right too. And I do like the yellow piece. I have some here with a buzzing thing on it. It's got one of those on there. Okay. So I'll put these on now. Stephanie was kind enough to send me this piece of quilting thing, but I'm taking off the cover because I really want the cover, and it's okay because I can use the back bit anyway on something. And I love these pieces, vintage bit of thing. Now to work out how to do the round, we're going to work in the round. This one here, magnets. Sonya, I'm going to put magnets in the pincushion. You could set the what's names up there too as well, couldn't you? The needles, if you wanted to. Because why magnetic, put enough magnets in it and everything will probably go flying at it, but that won't happen because they won't be that strong. Now I threaded the needle really good a while ago, didn't I? This time not so much. I've got a needle threader in here. And that's another thing that might stick on the side of the thing with the magnet. Will hold that. Will it? Might be too heavy. No, maybe that bit of wire's not. You know those other ones that we get? The flat ones? Got one of them somewhere, silver flat needle threader. I've got more than one somewhere, I just got to find them. I'm going to have to move this up close. Oh no, I can nearly see to do it. Nearly did it. I nearly did. I might have to move it up closer to me for a minute. I hope you can see what we're doing here. Oops, going the wrong way. If we don't keep moving out of the shot. Don't put it in your mouth because it swells up. You've got to try and get it in there though before things get wet. They all swell up, don't they? And it's not supposed to just thread the needle. Yeah. Don't be panic. We'll be right. We're not going to worry too much about it. Oh dear. Have I got hold of all that? I don't think I have. I'm going to get another needle. That's what I'm going to do. That was clever. It's okay, I've still got something. Nobody panic. Which one will I use? Well, I need something that's only thin, but I need to be able to make a big enough hole to pull that thread through. Where's the lid? So I will be demolishing my other pin cushions, I'd imagine, to try and see if I can get the pins and the needles out of them. I mean, I've got needle books. I have needle books. But I've always, if you get into the habit of something though for so many years, which I have done, you know, you just keep just doing that, don't you? You do what you do. Now, I'd like that bit that way. I'm going to work at covering the outside first, and then I'll take off the excess. What do you reckon? Move that under there a bit. That way. Like that. Up there. This piece will go along here. Will it fit? What do you reckon? Does it look alright? Yep. Good, I like it. I'm just going to cut this bit. It was a bit long. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to go around the outside first. Going to just go around here. I don't know why I started with that knot at the top. I've got no idea. We'll have to undo that, won't we? Come on. Now I've got to feel where that is. That's not going to work because he's going to get cut off. Look, I don't like that. I don't want him cut off there. I want him to still be on the circle. So I'll cut this off again. That through. Turn him around the other way. Don't unthread that, Sonya. Turn this buzzy thing around this way. So he's still on there. How's that? Yes. We'll see how this works. Alright. Okay, so I've got a little bit of time yet still. It's really weird. Sometimes I think I've been on here for ages and I stop and I've only done a half hour, but I'm watching the clock over here now. Hope everybody's feeling good and you're having a good day, and I wanted to get a bit of this done before I put it up here, but you know, you have to see how it works, don't you? So I'm going to have to show you what I'm doing, aren't I? So I'm going to put a pin in this, I think, and then I'd like to start making videos that finish when I do, because I go too far for some of them, I think, but I really want to show you a lot of the way that it's put together. You know, you need to know how it's put together, so that's why I want to do this way. So it does take a couple of videos, I'm sorry. But yeah, wait, it's got a knot there. Don't need that. I do hope you can see some of what I'm doing here. Okay. Really nice day here today. We're in May. Excuse me, and it's like beginning of winter, of course, but the day out there's like spring or something, and that's good. It's cold, but it's not that cold. You can't bear it. Okay, so this piece that I'm doing here is the wool piece of wool filling. Not filling. It's some sort of I can't think of what the word is. Underlay thingy that you put on you put on your work. I'm coming in a bit too far here, I think. Anyway, so I was showing you this that you can start putting together. Now what I was thinking, and I probably started to say this, that when I go up there today, I'm gonna have a look for something that is made out of glass on a stand, on a leg. I feel like I want something flash, you know, and I'll do another one, like one of these. It gives you an idea of what you can do with your scraps and your bits and pieces, and it gives you an idea with your stitches, and you're making something, aren't you? You know, you can use till it fills up with. But when I sew this together, I'm going to sew it together so I can just take it apart and undo it and then put it back together if I want to. So I'll do the bottom and I'll just use the bottom as a felt piece. I'm not going to actually put fabric on it. It's up to you whether you want to do that or not. Where is it? My circle, so I can just use that, because that one I just got a green piece of felt on, see? So I can just use that on my circle. Right, running out of thread just a tiny bit away from where we're going, so I might as well change that now. Might as well get that out of the way, because I don't want to have to keep threading the needle, which I'll have to do anyhow, but if I'm working with a small bit of thread, it makes it really hard to do your sewing then, doesn't it? You need to have something. This piece just keeps wanting to go with me, doesn't it? I get itchy face now. I think I finished my cup of coffee. I might have to have a mouthful of water. Sorry about that. You need to keep talking. Okie dokie. I can hear hubby out there watering. All the rain that we've had around the place, we haven't had a lot here. Oh, we have had a lot compared to what we usually do, but still have to water the garden. Still have to have the garden. Did I end that off? Yeah, I did. I took it back through there. Should probably cut that then. So it's hanging around me. Alright. This time I started in the right place underneath. I did. Right. Get that out of there. Don't think I've got any interesting stories to tell. I don't. Now imagine that I want something on in the middle of this. I just feel like I'm gonna want to put something in the middle of there, because I've got that doesn't. Oh yes, it does. It's got that piece underneath. So let's take this back a bit. Let's just take that back a tiny piece there. It would look better if it went all the way up underneath. Might look better if it goes up all that way under there. It's only by the thread that's catching on that. So when I go to sew it, I think I put a bit of a nice stitch there, but I'll find the centre, and I'm going to put something in the centre, like when I put the film back in. Maybe not that green one, but something I'm going to put in the centre. So let's just cut this back now and see what it looks like. I wonder how my container's going here. Oh wow, look at that. That's sticking really good, isn't it? I'm going to have to take all this off here, and I'll probably put a nice piece of braid or something around that. Bit of stitching, bit of fabric, I don't know, something. We'll see what we come up with anyway. Look, I've got a small pair of scissors that'll still cut fabric because I haven't been using anything else in it. Chopping everything else up with it. I hope I don't lose too much of me dragonfly. I suppose after I've stuck pins all in it, it won't make any difference, will it? So there's the top. Okay. And where's my side bit? My round top bit. What have I done with that? Here it is. And this goes around here like this. You see? You sort of get me? It's loosely done. Now, you can do this first, like join it up the side bit first, or I'm going to actually do it as I'm going, you know, and then when I forgot too much I can cut a bit off the end, which probably will not happen, but I'm going to use a piece of green. I think I'm going to use green to put on that. So where's the box of cotton? Oh, I love boxes of cotton. I love boxes of cotton. I do love boxes of cotton. I have a lot, but I do like them, and I do use them, so it's not like I'm, you know, I am not saving them, I am using them. I wonder if this is dark enough. I don't think it is. It's the colour that I would use, isn't it? You know, let's put something darker on there. Let's be a little bit adventurous. What about the yellow? Oh, that'll look good, I think. I'll try the yellow one, eh? What's this one here? I need to get some more of these. Well, I have probably got them, to be honest. Well, these are two colours that I will use in it eventually, so I'm going to have those. I'm going to put the yellow around the outside. Now, I joined it together with the blanket stitch. So you don't have to worry about your seams and what have you, because it's going to look good. Don't worry. I have no doubt whatsoever that it won't look good. It will look good. Anyway, I'm just going to start a bit of this, and then I'll have to go because I've got to get moving. I'm going to cut the little tiny bit off that. Alright. Maybe I should do this top bit first. No, it doesn't matter. I can still do it while it's on here, because I won't have the bottom on it. I'm not going to put the bottom on yet. So what you do is you come up in through the bottom of this one, right, to join it together, and then you're going to put this in there, down in, go pick up that, and then come back down into this piece, right, and collect that bit up there as you're going. Right, so you're going to put that there, like that, through both pieces, and hook that round there like so. Okay, so we'll have a nice edge. You can still see the wadding, but or the stuff that's inside of it, but it doesn't matter. I don't mind that because I can still yeah, I really don't mind that. See? And it's like it's a blanket stitch, but I want it to be on the top around here. See, I want it to be around the top of there like that, and that way you still can see. Well, you see the yellow on both sides, your stitches, so you just do it this way. It's pretty easy, and go through like that. See? Maybe that stitch wasn't long enough, Sonya, but I want to be able to see them. That's why I want them to be longer, so I can see the stitching. So can you see that? Maybe not. Oh dear. I'll show it to you close up next time anyway, I suppose, because we're going to have to just do this and go round. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put the magnets in them. Okay? I won't put any in the top because I've got to push the needles and that down in there, or any pins that I need to. Okay? So that's what we're doing this time with our using up our scraps and recycling the container. So what the next container I want it to be sort of longish, you know, flash bowl of some sort, maybe a gravy boat. I don't know, but it'll look nice if it's done pretty. It'll look really nice. So thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you have a good crafting time, and you know, to make something well, I want it higher than all this stuff I got around here so I can find me, because I can never find my pincushion, you know, it's amongst everything else and that's it under there. But I'm going to do this one to make it higher. I want to do that, and then I'm going to glue the base in there. Well, see, you don't need to cover the base because it's going to be stuck to the bottom of that, and that'll hold it in there and it'll make it snug, I hope. So that's another thing too, you need to actually measure your container, which I will do that when I get the next one and show you how to go about making its little thing for it, this little bit. Anyway, I better go. So, got a few bits to do. So I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching, everybody. Stay safe. Bye-bye.